All right, we are live. Welcome once again to Interrogation Files, Port Landsend. We are attempting to solve the gruesome mass murder at a nasty, beaten down old house. So we gotta figure out what in the world is going on. All right, we got a new video from Natalie. Let's hop on in and check it out, shall we?
You were married once before?
Yeah, unfortunately.
To an Anthony Valentine.
That's right.
How long were you married for?
7 years.
Mine lasted 3.
I guess there are exceptions to the rule.
What rule?
The 7-year itch.
Your husband died, though.
Hello.
A little different. What did he die of?
Tony died of a long-term illness.
What sort of an illness?
Just general illness, malaise. He was constantly sick.
What was the cause of death? I can look this up too, but it would just be easier if you told me.
Pneumonia.
In your house?
No, he had rented an apartment here downtown.
Tell me more.
Not much to tell, you know.
Sure, thanks.
You're under oath now. You can't hide anymore. It's like pulling teeth.
Funny you should say that. He was a dentist. Like I said, not much to tell. He was from upstate New York. I was considerably younger. We were very unhappy, and then it ended. What else would you like to know about him?
Not much, I guess.
Came with a chronic case of the deads. Yeah, you know what? I think this is the first time we've heard of an Anthony Valentine. Let's look up Anthony. Okay, how about Valentine? Okay, how about Anthony Valentine? That's okay. How about husband? We already got those. How about niece? So that's all the same. What are some potential new things we can get? Caleb? We got plenty from... Two new ones.
Tell us more about what the guy you saw in the house looked like.
Just like a bum. Like old dirty clothes, a big jacket, dirty skin, ripped shoes, kind of hunched over, but about my height, maybe a little taller.
So you didn't recognize him?
No, I don't think so.
Did you notice if he was wearing a hat?
Oh, yeah, it was one of those wool hats, a beanie thing.
What color was the beanie?
It was dirty, but I think it was red. Or wait, no, violet. No, it was purple.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. And he couldn't have been invited that night, maybe by one of your friends?
Maybe, but I don't think so. We wouldn't hang
How
out
could
with
you
him.
forget that beanie?
Okay.
He's violent and dangerous.
Let's try something else. There's a bunch of photos with potential suspects.
Yes.
And we'd like you to circle the photo of the person you think most resembles the man you saw break into the house at 4 a.m. Think really hard before deciding.
Okay. That's him.
Okay, Cap, we need to know.
That's our man then.
Who'd she circle? The police seeking to identify in their investigation may or may not be one of the persons in the photo lineup. You positively recognize one of the photographs above as the person you saw. Please write the number of that photograph in the space below. I recognize the person shown in photo 3. Is that Caleb? Doesn't really look like him. Maybe just a bad photo? I don't know. That doesn't really look like Caleb. I know, the hat is everything, isn't it? That hat. Well, okay. Now we got some more fun with Natalie.
I don't know a Caleb.
You never encountered a Caleb in your life? Never met one in town, or say at the garage downtown?
No.
Interesting.
We got records of everyone who went to have their car serviced at Jerry's garage downtown. We have a record from the garage showing you were there 2 weeks ago and that Caleb was working there that day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was. I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. So she knows some stuff about the garage. Let's look up. You think so? Garage. Aha! She has some more to say.
You want to know about my car? That's not a question. It's rather old, hence the trouble I have with it. An old bug, yellow. What else would you like to know about it?
So
Yup.
when you have trouble, what do? Are you a big mechanic there, Natalie?
No, I'm not. I have someone work on it, obviously. You know.
Who works on it for you?
I've had someone come over to look at it, and I've taken it to the garage. I've owned it for a long time.
So you do take it to Jerry's garage then? The one over on Main near the train tracks?
Yes, I think I've taken it there before a few times. I don't keep track of stuff like that.
Took it there 2 weeks ago?
No. Well, actually, yeah, come to think of it, needed some air.
So what did you and the mechanic talk about?
Small talk, nothing important.
Let's see if we get some CCTV footage from Jerry.
Oh, what do we got here? Jerry's Garage and Auto Parts, Natalie Bergstrom, labor 5 hours at 75 an hour, parts, all right, so parts, total tax, so like $900, huh? Dang, that's an expensive pair. What was it? Huh. Okay, 1982 VW Beetle. Yellow. Yellow car, huh? Oh, there we go. Hey guys, have an update. This is from Andy from tech support. We're definitely seeing some weird traffic across your network. What's odd is that you're still connected on a secure connection. Like, there's no possible way anything could be compromised. It's a 100% secure. We'll keep an eye on it for sure. As far as the data goes, you have 100% access to that too. You're pulling everything from the network perfectly. If it's not coming up, it's not on the network. Maybe we'll have to arrange someone to go down to the data center and pull it manually. Can't imagine how that would happen though. Why, is there like something we're missing? I think we should just start throwing out random accusations myself, but... Captain O'Shea. Bug? Bug? Car. How about car? Alright, that's up. How about Jerry? Oh yeah, CCTV, that's a good one. CCTV. Aha! Good job. Good job.
Alright, we got the footage back from the garage.
Any surprises?
No, none in this case. We see Natalie and Caleb talk for about 30 seconds. However, there is one thing that's interesting. We had someone review all their footage from the past 2 weeks to watch Caleb. And last week, they have this SUV come in. Okay. Notice anyone? It's our victims in a Jeep SUV. The encounter with Caleb there goes on for a little longer.
What happens?
I don't know, there's no audio, just a couple of conversations. We need to talk about this with the others.
All right.
Sure, go chat amongst yourselves.
How about SUV? Hey, whoa.
We reviewed a copy of the CCTV footage of you meeting the victims at the mechanics last week. They brought in their Jeep SUV when they arrived in town from school. Jog any memories?
I don't know. Even if I met them, that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, let's spell this out. The basics. Do you remember a car full of college kids coming to the garage last week?
I don't know, maybe. What did they look like? What car did they have?
5 kids. The whole point of this thing, Caleb, the names were Greg Sims, Ryan Watson, Emily Thomas, Alana Morgan, and Heather Gardner.
I didn't know their names.
Okay, so it sounds
Settle
familiar.
amongst yourselves.
No.
They were driving a Jeep. New-ish. Silver. Really? Because the footage shows you meeting them.
Oh,
Denying
that's
the
weird.
facts
Audio
doesn't
cut out.
really get you anywhere. So they had some sort of problem with the car and talked to you to get an estimate.
Oh, yeah. I do remember them now coming in. Yep, alternator was acting up. 2 guys, and there were 3 pretty girls, yep.
Oh, you thought the girls were pretty. What else did you think about them?
No, don't tell the cops that.
Nothing else?
Evidence. Wait. Shadows lie, crescent plies, the moon looks down upon us? Let's look that phrase up after we go through the rest of the SUV. You forgot your teddy bear at home, oh no. Yeah, this we need to look into. Shadows lie. I want to see if there's something up with that. Alright, let's pop into this one.
I do remember those kids were pretty rude for somebody that wanted to have their car fixed.
Oh, yeah? How rude were they, Caleb?
Well, I heard one of them say that I was ugly in the car. And then when I told the one guy, he said his name was Greg. When I told him he needed a new alternator or his engine was going to die, he told me he wanted me to fix it. I said I can't fix it because it was too messed up. And then he said some stuff and called me dumb.
Wow. This is a lot of dialogue for someone you couldn't remember a second ago. How'd that make you feel when they called you dumb?
I don't know. People have called me dumb before. I just said,
No problem, thanks.
look, there's nothing I can do. You need a new one. And then he got back in his car and left with his friends.
Did he seem mad? Were you mad?
He might have been mad. I don't know. I wasn't that mad.
Did you say anything else back to him? Or to his friends? The girls? Did they say anything?
No, I just went back to work on the other car. The Stang.
So now that we know you're directly connected to the murder victims, since we have the CCTV footage, should we start guessing your motives for murdering them? Was it because they were college kids and you never went to college? Or they were more successful? The guys had some good-looking girlfriends. They were successful compared to you, right? That's all it takes sometimes.
Way to throw guesses out there.
Anything else happen at the garage while they were there?
No.
Nothing? You sure? Looking at the CCTV footage, your story seems to check out. There was just one little thing we were curious about. This moment.
What am I supposed to be looking at here?
Yeah. In the picture, it looks like a random moment from when Heather and her group of friends were there. They are there. There's you, the car, the garage, etc. The thing is, here's the next moment. And the next. And the next. And the next. Notice anything weird about them?
No.
These photos are stills from video taken over the course of 45 seconds. Everything is moving apart from one thing in the video. You. There you are, standing like a statue, staring at the car full of Greg, Alana, Heather, and their friends. Why is that? What were you looking at, Caleb? Were you trying to remember if you left the stove on in the morning, sorting through the brain fog, playing statue? Just trying to find your brain in there? Or maybe one of the girls caught your eye? Kind of creepy if you ask me.
It was not that, jackass.
Whoa.
Oh.
Calm down there. Must have hit a nerve. You gonna attack me too? So what was it then, if it wasn't that?
It just had a bumper sticker. It caught my eye. It had a symbol on it and some text I read a long time ago.
Okay. So they had a bumper sticker. What did it say?
It said, "Shadows lie, crescent plies.
There
the moon
we go.
looks down upon us."
What? Some mumbo jumbo hippie bumper sticker? So what's it mean?
Nope. Evidence. Oh, there he is. He's just staring. Okay.
The only other thing I can think of, besides everything else, was when we arrived. Greg had some trouble with his Jeep, so right as we were getting to town, he took it to the mechanics. He wanted to have someone look at it just to figure out what might be wrong with it and maybe get an estimate. The guy there wasn't threatening necessarily, but was kind of weird.
Weird. In what way?
He was just kind of odd. Was staring at us, at Alana.
Did he say anything?
Not really. It was just kind of a vibe.
Was this the same guy in the hat that attacked you at home?
Maybe. The guy at home was dirtier though. Like he hadn't showered in a while. I think he was wearing different clothes.
Okay. Let's try and get Jerry from the garage on the line again. Give us some more details.
Okay, I can try.
Okay. Don't stand by the car like a, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, so I won't. A grapeist? A person who, yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Also known as therapists. If you read it right.
Yeah, come to think of it, the guy in the house might have been the same stupid guy from the mechanics. One of the guys who worked there, I think, but both of them were idiots. We just got a bad vibe from them right away. I've been dreaming about one of them, you know. At the hospital, maybe even before that.
Dreaming about him?
Yeah, he just shows up in flashes. I don't sleep much.
You must be really shooken up.
Basically, what I remember is that Greg stopped in to have his Jeep looked at when he got here.
Are you attracted
These
to
guys
him?
seemed to hardly care about it, though.
What kind of dreams are you having
Greg was
about
having
him?
a cigarette, and one of them kept staring.
What is he wearing in these
weirdly
dreams?
at me. You know when you make eye contact, someone usually looks away first?
Is he wearing
Yeah,
anything?
This guy didn't look away. Next time I looked over at him, he was just laughing at nothing. Real creep.
I don't know if he's guilty of anything else, but Lieutenant Colton is guilty of being a douche. Everybody agree? Alright, let's look at... Shadows Lie. We're gonna look that up. Oh, we got a Ruth.
I'm going to read something, and you tell me what you think or you know about it.
All right.
Okay. Shadows lie, crescent plies, the moon looks down upon us. You ever hear that before?
Never heard that before.
How about read it?
I'm vaguely familiar with it.
How vaguely familiar?
It's from one of my books.
A book you have in your store.
What's the book?
I feel like you're hesitating here.
Oh, well, I just don't recall which one. I mean, I'd be more than happy to look. The moon reference might take some time.
He's-
Yeah.
Grandma's living her
I
best
think I
life.
need you to do that.
Can we look up book? No. What is it? The other one? Crescent's... Or Crescent's Ply? No. Am I doing this wrong? Let's see. Shadows lie. Crescent plies. The moon looks down upon us. Yeah, crescent plies. Let's look that up. Crescent plies. No. How about the moon looks down upon us? No. So, just shadows lie is what gives us. You know, now that we've unlocked Natalie, I wonder if more stuff can show up for the other... Oh, cool. Bumper sticker, yeah, I'll put that one on my notes here to look at.
Brian and I had our past. Alana was Brian's girlfriend now, but Greg and Emily really held it together.
What?
Greg was a jokester, a good friend, someone who could always make you laugh.
Our past?
We've been friends ever since freshman year. He had this really infectious, really deep, like a belly laugh that would get everyone laughing with him. Sounded kind of funny, actually. I one time got really sick sophomore year and was in bed for a few days, like over a week. And he came by dressed as someone from my favorite cartoon growing up to cheer me up.
Wow.
Yeah, he actually went out, rented the costume, memorized the lines, and then came by and did this funny part from the movie and changed it up too. It was hilarious. It was just what I needed.
Alright, who you want to bet it was? What do you dress up as? Okay, so there's some romantic tension going on in this group, and maybe some exes here. I'm smelling some potential motive out of that.
Did Greg ever do anything to piss you off, make you mad? Did you guys ever get into an argument?
No?
And Emily?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, not that I remember.
Were you ever jealous of their relationship, or Brian and Alana's?
No?
And you had no problem coming out here.
Ex-boyfriend, got it.
Ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend.
No, we were all friends. Really, really close friends. Emily was my best friend. I was excited to spend the summer out here.
Huh, okay. Okay. Let's look up Emily, huh? Got anything new to say about her?
I loved Emily. She was just a really kind person. Someone who would do anything for you. Anytime. She and Greg were the perfect couple. They'd been dating ever since freshman year and they met in the dorms. She one time picked me up from this party back home that I was at and I wanted to leave and didn't have a ride. She drove all the way from her parents' house out to where I was without even asking me why I needed to leave. She was just really, really great like that. The friend that will be there for you no matter what.
What sort of stuff did you do together?
Oh, this and that. Like I said, we go way back. From being awkward freshmen chasing boys, deciding not to go into sorority together, or just meeting up and gossiping. Normal stuff. We like to go shopping too. We had a punk phase, goth phase, chic phase. Tried a bunch of looks. Watching
A lot of
movies,
phases.
that sort of stuff. Normal stuff.
Normal stuff. Gotcha. Did you say goth phase?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. It's kind of hard to picture you in dark clothes and black hair.
Well, we would just go to the mall and buy stuff. Trinkets.
Trinkets?
Yeah. Like this ring.
Oh.
Oh. I was going to ask about that.
I still keep it because I like the design. Emily had one too, but I lost it, I think.
Okay. What else happened during your goth phase?
Nothing. I mean, I think we just liked the look. We met up and did a couple of dumb spells off the internet, but nothing ever worked. In our punk phase, we tried skateboarding and stopped once we fell so many times. We were covered in bruises. The chic phase, that was us spending way too much money on clothes and makeup.
Wow, so you're really good friends.
Yeah, we were.
Okay. We were until she stole my boyfriend. Evidence. The ring. A skull ring, huh? Ooh. Yup. Alright, and then we had Alana. Anything to say about Alana? We've already done Alana. Okay. What about Heather? Does she have anything to say about herself? Yeah, we got a couple.
Yes, Heather, young thing. Came into the store once with her friends.
Anything else you can tell us?
No.
Okay.
Was she one of the victims, friends of Alana Morgan's?
You must have seen her at some point.
Yeah, it sounds right, but no, I don't remember her. No reason to.
Okay. Doesn't remember her. Interesting. Alright, bumper sticker. Hey, cool. That did pop up a few.
That line on the bumper sticker. I just recognized it. It's a saying, an old saying.
Care to elaborate? You can't remember your own friggin' name, but you can remember this.
Some things stick with you. I can't claim to know how memory works.
No, you can't.
Tell us more about this thing.
Yeah, dying to know.
You know, I don't remember much apart from that. It's part of a poem or a sonnet or something.
What the frick is a sonnet?
We'll look up poem
So
later.
you see this thing on the bumper sticker of their car. Then what?
If they were really into it, and I think they were, because that line is too obscure for them to be fakers, then I feel like I should tell people to warn them. That thing is dangerous.
Warn them? Dangerous? What do you mean?
I found their car parked at their house after work.
You followed them?
They were easy to track down since the town's not too big. I mean, what they were getting mixed up in was above their heads. They looked like normal college kids, not even people into the occult or anything like that. Probably read some spell online and wanted to try it out, like a lot of people who come into this town. Only I knew from the saying that they had read the real stuff, and I was scared. For everyone.
What's scary about some kids making potions and playing witches?
It's real. 4 dead kids prove it.
So what were they doing?
Sounds like they were messing around with something that caught on fire and exploded.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly. Okay. How about poem? Okay, no. Sonnet? We got those two. Got it. Says, yeah. Okay, so that's good. How about a cult? Wonder if there's anything. No? Spell book. Maybe that, no? What was it? Circles Glow. That was her. Yeah, there we go.
That day was just like any other. We got up around 9 or 10. You know, we're on vacation. And had some food, went to town, did some shopping. Alana and Emily and I got some cheap sunglasses and tried on some bathing suits. The guys stayed home, not really sure what they did. And I had to run to the post office to mail a letter. We got some food and coffee and headed home early in the afternoon. Oh, on our way home we visited some funny magic store. It's owned by a nice lady who we talked to. So we got home maybe around 3. I'm sorry, I'm not much more specific.
No, you're fine. You're actually being very helpful. Did you say a magic store?
Yeah, you know the one. The old mysticism shop on Main. Sells rocks and gems and all sorts of stuff. You can get your palm read or your fortune told or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know it. My kids and I have been in there too. They got a magic kit. Loved it.
The owner's a bit eccentric. Not sure how reliable her word is anyway, but you were saying?
We went to the store around 3, and then came home and spent the next couple of hours home. Then we went out for dinner. Then went to the bar.
Anything happen on the way home from the store? Were you all in the house the whole time before you went to the restaurant?
Nothing, and yeah, we were all at home the whole time before dinner.
What did you guys do? Tell us more about them.
Not much. We didn't have a whole lot of time before we got ready. Do you want to know more?
Sure. Tell us more about them. Who they were, basically anything that will help.
Okay.
I did go into her shop for a reading once a few years ago, with some girlfriends for a laugh.
A psychic reading?
Yeah, she's got stuff to make noise in the room, sounds, lights, the whole thing. I went in high school once too. Pretty much the same setup back then as it is now. I guess it's somewhat fun once in theory, or when you're with your friends. Anyway, we went in a year or 2 ago, and she did her whole routine for us, the whole spiel. We all found it quite funny, but we had come from a happy hour. I think she said I was going to meet my soulmate soon. I just laughed at the time.
What about soulmate? No? Okay. Magic. Well, magic with the K. That's just stuff from her. Students. And friends? Anything there? No. We also had Caleb's other name, Colby. That doesn't pop up anything new. Caleb. I already looked at Caleb. What about Belle? Anything for Belle? No? What about the Festival of Fire? Aha! We got a few more for Natalie.
I do a lot for the town festival in terms of working with others. I needed some things for the festival. One of the first ones we did a long time ago, so I went to Ruth's store. Figured where better a place to get items for the town's Halloween event than from the notorious Queen of Darkness herself. Somehow she managed to keep the store back open for years already, so I figured she must have something of value in there, back when the festival was small. We had the pumpkin carving tables, a hayride, and the burning of the dummy, as it was called back then, not much else. So I went to her store and I thought I could get props, decorations, there as you'd expect. It wasn't that type of place though. I was looking for stuff you'd buy at a dollar store or Halloween pop-up store nowadays. Instead it's filled with books, crystals, candles, tinctures. I thought I bought some jewelry for myself and went and bought a candle at the grocery store. Their museum cabinet was interesting though.
Museum cabinet.
You're in the city council, right?
Looks like it's
What
empty.
position?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
actually
city-
co-chair. I know you're surprised I was elected.
You ran unopposed.
Well, technically. I've been on the council for 6 years coming up.
So you're involved with the big events then.
All of them. Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, July 4th.
What's your role in the October event we just had, the Festival of Fire?
Planning, coordinating, business relations.
A Jill of all trades then. You don't seem like the festival type. All that mingling with random strangers. They just don't seem like your type of crowd. What's someone like you doing involved with an event like that?
It's one of our town's biggest events of the year. I have to be involved.
Not a big fan then. Understandable.
Like I said, it's one of the town's biggest events. All I care is for the people spend their money in our town.
A woman of principles.
I'm comfortable with my principles. Are you familiar with the principles of brevity? Why are you asking me about the festival, Jeffrey?
In all my years in the force, that night is the one night I've taken off for the past 14 years consistently. Because consistently, every night that year, our deputies are chasing down dumb kids, drunk idiots, or God knows what else. The families that do attend are attending less and less because of what it's become. I stay away though. I just have a quiet night in. And now I've got the chance to speak with the Queen of the Menace herself. I'm honored.
Looks like you know how to be humbled then. There's hope for you yet. Happy belated Halloween.
Oh, what's this? Evidence. Aha! And we got achievement Where There's a Spark. Festival of Fire, October 30th, Devil's Night. Free parking, free entry, downtown Port Landsend. Bobbing for apples, dunk tank, sack races, face painting, carnival games, lighting ceremony at the park, 14 bar, and restaurant tents. Got it. Interesting. And then we have one last one.
What is the city council's current vision for the festival? What's it supposed to be? Because I know what it's become.
Well, we have our yearly booths. Local businesses buy space in the main for their tables and whatever they're selling. We provide our own guessing someone's weight, dunk tank, random carnival games, bobbing for apples, all the classics. Then we have the animal tent, drinking food vouchers for the bar and the restaurants, and then capping it all off with the lighting on the hill when it gets dark. It's a good time. You should come out. You may even enjoy it.
It's always on October 30th, right?
Yeah, the night before Halloween.
How come we don't do it on Halloween?
Just people are busy trick-or-treating or parties or whatever.
Right. And this lighting on the hill, as you call it, can you describe it for the record, its purpose, backstory, etc.?
Sure, it's a fun event when we hire local craftsmen to build a different character out of wood and hay, other plants, and then set it alight when it gets dark. Been going on for years, decades. Not sure when it started.
Has it always been in the same place?
Yep, as far as I know, around the point, overlooking the water next to the state park.
Just like Burning Man, right here in town.
So, who chooses these effigies that are burnt?
Oh yeah, we had the robotic plant Dick Cheney one year.
None of them are ever a specific person. People see who they want to see. As far as the design, I'm not sure. Maybe the local craftspeople? Not my area.
Burnt Dick Cheney.
Your friend Ruth, do you work with her on this festival?
Ruth Forsbrand? I believe we have in the past, yeah.
You personally?
Once.
What is the city council's...
Nope. Wrong button. Get some more evidence. Okay. Yeah, that looks interesting. I'll leave it at that. He said something kind of odd. He said, Queen of the Madness. That was a weird... What about Queen of Darkness was another one that she mentioned, no? Let's see, City Council. She did mention that she was on that. Okay, we've already looked at that. City Council, no. How about... Museum? Yeah.
The museum cabinet had dirty old sticks, bottles of stuff I couldn't tell what it was, old pieces of paper and decorations. This was a long time ago. Then I went for a tarot card reading recently with my girlfriends. We didn't look around.
Okay. Tarot, huh? Reading? No. Crystals. Well, we've almost got Caleb and Lieutenant Colton finished. What are some other things now that we have everybody a knife? Is there anything to say about the knife? Nope. Window. Nope. Didn't ask Natalie about it. I was kind of wondering if they did. Anything about blood? Aha!
What blood type are you?
I don't know. I always forget. What are you?
So, we asked the hospital for it, actually. Your type, AB negative.
Oh!
Okay.
So, what's interesting is when you were taken to the hospital, we noticed some dirt under your nails, and we scraped it and collected it. That dirt was actually part blood. It had blood in it. So we put that blood through a computer, and that told us what type of blood it was. It came back AB negative. That's what we got.
Okay.
We know you don't remember fighting anyone, but when we find blood under someone's nails, that typically means there was a fight and someone scratched someone. You definitely don't remember fighting anyone, right?
No. I remember getting hit in the mouth or face, but nothing after that. I don't think I attacked the guy in the house. At least I don't remember fighting him up close. Maybe I scratched him a little when I ran by.
We actually have spoken with that suspect. He's in custody in the county jail right now, and we've checked his blood, and it doesn't match. Your blood's actually a pretty rare type. You haven't been depressed lately? Have you ever wanted to hurt yourself, hurt someone else? I mean, really badly? Maybe you got into a fight with your parents or someone, or have you wanted to cut yourself? Maybe get really drunk?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Did any of the kids have the same type of blood? AB negative?
Actually, yeah. Alana had AB negative.
So we have 2 people with this rare blood type. Can we run the test again, make sure it's right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Am I under arrest?
Technically, no.
Well, then you're not getting my blood.
We can place you under arrest. Don't know where you were at the time of the murders.
My alibi is the truth. I've been nothing but kind in answering your questions today.
And we appreciate that.
So why don't you ask me what type of blood I have? I'm under oath, aren't I?
Technically, yes.
Okay, no need to threaten to stab me. I'm sure you'd like that. My blood type is AB positive.
Type
Okay.
AB positive. As in you're positive it's type AB, or are you AB positive or AB negative? Which one is it?
It's type AB positive. The first one. Full stop.
Interesting.
Okay. Here's another one. The cistern. Does she have anything to say about that? The basement of that one building?
I've taken some out-of-town guests to the point to look at the view. It's such a unique formation and brings tourists to the area.
Never been in the cistern then? Underneath?
Cistern? No, have you? What would I want to go down there for in that horrible place?
They opened the cistern up for tours and music shows, supposedly. Haven't had the pleasure yet.
I'm not surprised. And anyway, the supposed sacrifices at the rock, the proof people have on those things taking place in what? Be honest, have you ever found anything really up there? It makes me laugh. People like to quote these ancient old newspaper articles, which were written on absolutely no truth. Someone finds a dead animal up there and proof that whatever boogeyman of the day is coming back. Seems to happen every few years. I know they all think I'm a witch with a capital B. It's not true. They're the ones who witchcraft, really.
Yeah. Need to pace that out a little bit more. Witch's Hill. Anything about that? No? Let me look at the evidence real quick, because we have the Fort Corden was another place. Let's talk about that, Fort Corden. Okay, she has nothing to say. Okay. How about history? Aha! A lot about history.
I don't really know anything about the history here, no, apart from what I read on the website.
The website.
That funny touristy website.
She probably means Jack's site, right?
That's a good
Was
point.
it called Natural Curiosities of the Olympic Peninsula or something like that?
Yeah, it sounds like it could have been that.
Well, we don't have many websites about the area as far as I know.
The website looked kind of trashy and old. Doesn't really do the area justice. I guess I don't know what I was expecting. We all went on the website at school before we left and read about it. How everything, like different groups and religions, have sort of a claim to the site. That it's this and that, something for all their beliefs. Not Christian religions, but other types. More native stuff and the witch stuff. Satanists, Wiccans, I guess. I don't know if that's right. Emily and Greg were pretty into it. I thought it was kind of funny.
Oh, Emily and Greg were into it.
Sorry, I guess I'm not feeling well. Looking forward to going home.
Thanks. This has already been super helpful.
Oh, I can't recall the name of the website now. I went to it once when it was constantly in the news here at the Herald. All this history about the area. Most of it seemed rather far-fetched. Not sure where he came up with it, the guy who runs the site. His name's Jack, right? I've met him before. All the skill of the settlers and the growing pains somehow having relevance today. Most people in this town haven't been here long enough to begin to know what he's talking about. Jack Thompson, that's it. You know, he owns a little convenience store / small museum / knickknack / whatever makes you money store near the Rock. I really think it's just a way for him to drum up sales for all the quasi-historical tad that he sells. All of those little trinkets and thin books. No doubt the tourists that come lap it up, though.
First time we've had mention of this character.
Jack really needs a history lesson. Maybe go to the library or speak with someone to get his facts straight. All this supposed nonsense about the crimes the explorers and settlers committed. Talks of unsavory deals with the native population, land grabs, enslavement, killings, and everything else. Sacrifices. Well, I suppose it brings a tourist, so you don't mind, do you? However, it's insulting to the town. He really needs to be stopped, whether by your organization or he finally comes to his senses. Makes no difference to the community here.
Okay. Let's look up the... How about website? Aha! We got something from...
What do you think about the rumor that there are experiments going on at the fort?
We've always worked side by side with the military. Although we don't cross paths too often and they usually reach out to us first. I'm not really able to comment much on them. Experiments going on that have something to do with some sort of supernatural thing at the Rock? Come on. You've been seeing too many science fiction movies, Rick.
What about the websites that explain the history about it being a gateway to another world?
That site is the equivalent of a cheap highway attraction. You really think people are stepping through an invisible wall to another world up there? How many people go missing in town every year? Like, none.
We do have deaths.
People get killed in every city in the U.S. Fact of life.
It is possible that something's going on at that base. Kind of fun to think about it, though, isn't it?
No. But, okay, let's go with it for a second. The military is traveling to other planets and experimenting on aliens here in town. When was the last time you saw a flying saucer? You must have forgotten the last time there was a battle involving humans and little green men.
Well, what if it's something different?
Yeah. What if, Rick? What if indeed?
Okay. How about experiments? Uh-huh.
Experiments at the Rock or the cistern below? Oh, I don't know. I'm not so up to date on military happenings. You would probably know more in your position. Of course, you hear things.
What sort of things?
Well, you know our town's history. The problems with the settlers and natives, how people hear strange things at the point at night, see lights or what have you. And then, of course, the idea that the area contains some gateway to another place or time. I mean, I suppose it's up to each of us to decide what the real truth is, but facts are facts. And the fact is that the Rock is located directly next to that old fort. We all know what they get up to.
What they get up to. Yeah, we already did that. How about military? It's the first time we've heard the military brought up, but okay. The Herald, she mentioned that as the newspaper. Alright, and then we have Jack Thompson. Okay. Alright, nothing new there. What about Gateway? No? Worlds. No? Raven. What about Raven? Nope. because that was what he called his niece, but nothing new there. About Dangling Rock, now that we have Natalie. See what she says about that. Oh, she has something new.
Dangling Rock is a spiritual and historical place for our town. It's nice to live near it here in our little town. Really a unique and special formation. No other formations like it nearby. None. So extraordinary. I think what brings most tourists to the area. It's something so out of the ordinary that they can't believe it visually, you know? Neither can you and the military, it seems. They dug up all those tunnels and built this strange bunker on top. They cut their nose off to spite their face, always going against the grain. The area is really spiritual and positive. I don't understand it. And those crazy claims of rituals and sacrifices taking place up there.
Really? Sacrifices, huh? No? What about rituals? Nothing new? Interesting, though. How about sheets? Because that was something that got brought up, but no. Sound of Moss? Wasn't that one of the... Yeah, but that was just something Ruth talked about. Natalie, anything new from Natalie? Nope. Oh yeah, he mentioned Orlando. That was just the one time, okay. And that was like in 1981, I think. But that doesn't bring up anything about fire. Aha.
I don't remember a fire, no. I remember running into the living room and then being hit, seeing bright lights for a second, or what could have been a fire, but it also could have been because I was hit.
The hospital said you had some minor first-degree burns on your body, and your hair had been singed a little at the tips. You have no idea where that came from?
No.
Something must have generated a lot of heat in there. We found some wax, too, and remains of candles. Do you remember those?
No.
We've had power cuts in the area the last few days. Maybe your friend stocked up on candles and lit some. Could have been what you saw in the living room.
Maybe, yeah.
Candles? Is there anything new for candles? No? Okay. Interesting. Let's see, what do we have as far as, like, ordering here? I'm looking at Caleb. We're missing a 12 from Caleb? But we got a lot of Caleb stuff. The furthest is a 51. Looks like there's quite a few missing there. And then the Lieutenant Colton stuff. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, we got a lot of his stuff in order. Kinda missing something there. What do you do? What do you do? You solve the mystery, and then it won't be so scary after we've solved it. What's this one?
So, we still don't have any theory about the explosion. As far as what might have caused a small amount of burning, right?
Right.
Explosion,
Just
huh?
found a couple of candles and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Just an explosion. Out of midair, like a shockwave.
Huh. An explosion. Right. We'll look up at that a little bit more then. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So we have all of the early videos with Heather. And then we have Natalie's stuff. Let's look up explosion. There, we got something.
Did you go through the explosives response course in your training when you joined the force?
Yeah, I did. Became mandatory around that time. We had all those terrorist things going on overseas.
Did you apply any of that training here?
There's nothing to work with here.
Yeah, I guess. 2 of the victims seemed unaffected by any explosion. Did they teach you the basics of explosion compounds and household chemicals? Where did you do your training anyway?
Other side of the peninsula, Aberdeen. Yeah, they taught us all that. It's similar to the training you probably got, just a little more basic back then. Look, I like all the lines of questioning, I really do, but I didn't blow those kids up if that's what you're wondering.
How about corpse? No? Murder. Okay. Have not solved it yet. We got a little bit more information on the explosion, though. Got mice inside your pocket. Perfect. And I think I'm going to ask for some help. Another video is ready on the database. What do we got?
The only thing I remember, and this is really vague, and I'm not sure, but I swear the person standing in the living room was wearing something abnormal. I remember seeing all one color for their clothes or all one pattern when I ran by. I don't remember anything else about them. That's the only thing. It all happened so quickly, though. Maybe something on their head, too, or something covering their face.
Covering their face. Mask? No. Face. No. That's interesting, though. Let's, here, we'll look at that again.
The only thing I remember is I'm not sure, but as soon as they were using the apple, I remember seeing all of their clothes or all the pattern, and I'm like,
Something on the head, too, or covering the face. That's interesting. I'm gonna phone a friend again. Oh.
How do you mean? Ken, not alive? How do you define life and death? You probably see them as finite points with a line in between. My dog, for example, Ken. Well, he's not living as you know it.
What?
But he's still with me. Always will be.
What? Okay. Well, that revelation was a little different. I think I see life and death as finite points too. Weird, I know. What the heck? We're gonna keep going here with the videos.
What's my blood type? That's very thorough, you, Rick. They train you well.
Hey, I'm just doing my job.
Impressive. However, you'd already have it, though. It's in my health forms from donkeys ago when I was in training.
Donkeys ago?
It's an expression. It means a long time ago. You forget how old I am.
Ah, so you were born donkeys ago. Oh yeah. Should have
Donkeys?
that here too.
But to answer your question, I'm B positive.
That's pretty rare, isn't it?
It's a little rare, yeah, but most places stock it, though.
B positive, huh? Oh, evidence. Okay. You have no... Jeffrey Colton. $42 Port Landsend. BBO grouping. B positive. Yep. Prior records for this patient's ABO RH type are not available for additional verification. Got it. Okay. Well, something. What about burning? Brought that up before, no? Burning Man, that got brought up. It's topical. What? Evidence. No? Forensics? We're trying here. We did Witch's Hill, Dangling Rock. Yeah, vampires. Nothing. Oh, man. No vampire either? Well, they had 2 videos, but that's about it. Where to see those? Seattle. No? The woods. Nothing there either. Alright, we're gonna get some more here.
On the TV monitors, when we were outside, we were watching, and you seemed to start shaking.
Oh, this is after that weird moment.
Are you okay now? What was that? Do you need anything? We can call the paramedics to check you out.
I don't know. What do you mean? I feel fine.
Are you sure? Your head was moving, shaking. You don't remember that?
No.
Do you know if you're prone to seizures? Do you remember anyone ever telling you that?
How about the blackouts? Ever wake up in a new place? Did you black out last night? Still don't remember being there this morning?
Are you sure we don't need to call in some sort of medical help?
If he refuses care and doesn't seem to be in mortal danger, that's his choice. It's on him.
Okay. One more time, Caleb. Do you wish for us to call someone in to look at you and your medical condition?
No. Fine with whatever happens.
All right. That's that. Let's move on.
You know what? Purple beanie. Nope. Beanie? Alright, that's kind of all the same stuff we've had before. Where do you put your mice friends? I don't know. They hang out in my garage a lot. In the wintertime, mostly. Would that word for that video have been seizure? Oh, yeah, let's see. Seizure? Yeah, there we go.
Can you describe what that shaking was at all? It can't be the first time. What does it feel like?
When it happens, I feel like I'm dreaming. It's hard to explain. Right now, it's like the memories are there about what I saw. I just can't tap into them.
Any idea how long this has been happening? Days, weeks, months, years?
Honestly, today feels different. Before, in the woods, I just felt like I was dreaming, like a dream I couldn't wake up from. That's what it felt like walking in the woods. But now, today, as we're talking, I feel both clear and that same cloudiness at the same time. It's like I used to know things. I just can't recall them or something. But there are these new images and sounds now.
How about the twitching? A nervous tick?
I don't know what you mean. I hear things.
You see things? Voices in your head telling you to do things?
No, it's like watching a movie. No, 2 movies. But we're all in it.
We're in movies in your head?
Yeah, it's just like it is right now, but on fast forward, then back to normal, and then they happen.
What do you mean? Can you explain it a little bit more?
It's like us, but 2 versions of us on top of each other, or in different directions. 1 movie, 2 plots, 2 outcomes, and then it happens.
What happens?
The movies, they replay in real life. Well, actually, one of them does. It plays out in real life over again, but normal speed.
That sounds like you're almost saying that you can see the future or something.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what it could be.
Wow. What's in store for my future? Will I become the mayor? No, better yet, rich and famous? Actually, what are the best lottery numbers to play today?
It's not like that. It's short. Like what's going to happen in a minute or 2.
So what's going to happen?
I don't know. It's not happening right now. I can't just do it.
Okay. Hey, nice. Watched 90% of videos for 2 characters. That's nice. They are. They kind of just want to convict him, I think. Future. Alright. What about vision? Movie? He mentioned that, like movies. Huh? Sight. The other one we had was like fire on the hill, but that's just something Ruth brought up. Gotcha. Moon. Oh.
The Black Moon. Ah. You know quite a lot more than I gave you credit for. Yes. It's important in my field. In scientific terms. It is an additional new moon in a season. A moon lit from behind in full shadow. Invisible to most people.
Yeah.
Most people?
Yes. Most people. We also call it a shadow moon.
Okay, so what's so special about this black shadow moon then?
The various stages of the moon cycle are important for many reasons. Practical uses like gardening and spell casting. Or just being when the barriers between our worlds are at their narrowest. That can have its advantages too.
And here I am doing my spell casting on Sundays during Dance Superstars. Well, anything to avoid having to watch.
I like the routines.
Okay. Yeah, because we had like his amnesia. I'm wondering if something really wild happened to him there, but we'll have to find out. Alright, I'm gonna grab some more.
They didn't have problems, not really. The neighbor Ruth is a bit of a kook. For me, a few of the men in town seemed quite taken by my singing. But that's nothing new, and they're all quite harmless.
Alright, she's a singer.
I can be very direct if I need to be.
So, you have some admirers?
Yes, Rick. Nothing to be concerned about. Mostly men who live alone, divorcees, men on their way to become divorcees. All types, really. What can I say? I was born with a beautiful voice.
And anyone you think who could have done this?
Killing in a house? We're not quite the wholesome neighborhood that we grew up with here. Seems like neighbors hardly know each other's names anymore, let alone talk. Who knows what happened?
What about Morgan? Anything? No? Singer? There we go.
I perform a few nights a week at the Lantern downtown. Please, you should come down. I'd love to sing for you, Jeffrey. Rick's been there on several occasions. We've seen blues, jazz, rival, classic, country, and western.
The only music I listen to is gospel and classic.
Well, you can't teach grace.
That's right. Some people are just born with it.
Maybe she's born with it. What did we just get? Oh! The Lantern presents Natalie Bergstrom. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. The Lantern. Alright, it's a flyer. How about the Lantern? Good. I think we already looked that up, but just in case. Okay, cool. Tavern. Drunk, maybe, no? Alcohol? We're... The exact syntax thing gets a little annoying. I feel like you kind of need these hints.
The house just was old. I got a weird vibe there.
Weird vibe?
Yeah, like, I don't believe in ghosts, but have you ever walked into a room where a party just happened and everyone left? Like, the room still seems full of life? That's the vibe I got there occasionally. I mean, it's old. We would make fun of Alana about it sometime, but still. It was a free place to spend the summer, and it honestly wasn't that bad. I guess it was her dad's from growing up. The neighborhood seemed nice, though.
Can we chat outside for a minute?
Ooh. The cup moved by itself.
We're back. Got a couple more questions for you.
Where was that in the Heather's videos? I wonder. It was earlier. Still got quite a bit. Let's keep going on the video unlocks.
My blood type? That's a bit personal. I suppose the likes of you would like to know these things, however. It's A positive, very common. I know. I'm quite the commoner.
So you wouldn't mind us drawing some blood to confirm?
Actually, I would mind.
So you're refusing?
No. I just can't be bothered.
Really? It would only take 2 seconds. We could scratch you off the list of suspects.
Oh, so I'm a suspect now. The truth finally comes out. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Under what pretense?
The victims only seem to encounter a few people in town.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Look, Michael, if I were under arrest, you could poke me full of all the holes you've ever desired. However, I'm not.
Okay. Duly noted. You do not consent.
Shame when things are a bit more difficult, isn't it?
Why didn't she want her blood taken? Alright, just keep... What's this?
What are you saying?
I don't know. It's like, I'm always around you when the electrical stuff goes crazy. First it was the lights, not to mention the TVs in the surveillance room earlier. I just don't get it. You're like a human lightning rod or something. I can't see how that's possible.
Oh, that's
Can
interesting.
we try something?
Weirder things have happened today. What do you have in mind?
This can. It's metal, right? Grab one end while I'm holding the other.
So you think I'm some kind of human lightning rod? Sure, I'll grab the can. Guess you'll have to come up with some other theory.
Darn. That would have been kind of cool, though. Guess it's just random. Maybe it's the room, or whatever it is, it's just not doing it right now.
Electrical. No? Power failure? No? Power outage? No. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep...
Look, I'm telling the truth.
You start out lying, saying you don't even remember your own name. Now she would just start believing you?
Things have been coming back to me since we've been talking. I swear. I got to the house that night, and I heard some weird noises. Like they were in my head, but outside too. I felt like I needed to go inside somehow, and I saw lights coming from inside. So I walked up to the porch, turned the door handle, and went inside. Inside the house, it was dark, but I saw these colors coming from the back room. I went down the hall and reached for the door, but I must have hit my head because the next thing I knew it was morning and I was back out on the porch. After a minute, I went inside into the living room and checked, but it was too late. Everyone was already dead. I swear.
Do you remember how you hit your head? At what point was that?
Oh.
I don't remember.
You hit your head a lot, don't you?
No.
How about the location? What was the last thing you remember being in the living room that night?
I honestly can't remember. Stuff was weird at the time. The noises were both in my head and outside of it. What I was looking at was weird too. Things were kind of like a picture, like a painting, or like a stained glass window, and all distorted somehow.
Sounds odd.
Yeah, I'll say.
Do you remember if you saw anyone in there, in the house that night?
No. I mean, maybe some of the shapes were people. They were like paper dolls or something, moving, just shapes of people and noises.
And nothing in the morning either?
It was too ugly. I looked away and left.
Okay. So he was there. Huh. Shapes. No? Crime scene? I don't know. That's... We have all those. Okay. Blood type. We already have all that. Yeah, I don't think Caleb... I don't know, I'm getting less and less suspicious of Caleb. My prime suspect for a while has been Lieutenant Colton. I think something's up with him.
Our house still bears the name our family experimented adopting at one point. Believe it was my mother who thought it'd be more American sounding and easier to pronounce. I've kept it, although I'm thinking about reverting it back to the original Brewstrom. Officially Natalia Brewstrom on my birth certificate. My explorer/Dutch great-grandfather married a beautiful Russian woman in his adventures. We have quite a big family tree, and you can see it traced back very far.
He met her on his adventures,
It
huh?
must have been an insane time for him to be alive, much more freer, unlike now. Everyone seems so paralyzed by fear now.
Playback error. She's
sorry, what?
suspicious.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, I thought you did. Sound like you whispered something to me? Anyway, I was saying we're Slavs tracing our roots back to the forests of Eastern Europe before that time. All very interesting to me, but I doubt we're here to talk about my genealogy. Let's get back to the topic that's useful to you, Lieutenant.
Slavs? I don't know. What did she... Why don't we just... Huh.
Our house...
Hang on. What did she say her name was? Yeah, I heard that too. Let's see. Whispering? Yeah, good point. Voice... Whispering... Whispers... Glitch. Ah, here's something.
Strange day.
Strange couple of days.
Yeah. Can't say I've worked many cases like this one.
Yeah.
It's not making it any easier with the technical problems we're having.
The equipment being on the fritz?
Yeah. It's like, I just wish one thing would go at least right on this case.
Things are going all right.
Yeah, I guess. You think these
Yeah,
electrical
look at
problems are
sounds
normal?
next.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's just kind of odd that they didn't happen before.
Yeah, I think it's more of a case of the weather we've been having this week, but I agree. All this stuff's been happening since we picked up that Caleb guy. And we know what he gets up to.
Yeah, but he seems in a daze too. Definitely what he's saying isn't too reliable. But I hope that everything we recorded is okay. We can go over the footage.
Sure.
Let's make a point to do that.
See? There it goes again. Who knows what the spotty powers cause our electrical systems to do? Could have the occasional tech issue.
Like a glitch? If the recording's too messed up, we can still talk to them while they're here. Or we can bring them in again.
I guess, yeah. Let's work with what we have now, though. We can look at the tape later. I'm sure it's fine.
Glitches can be pretty weird too.
Yeah.
You ever slow a glitch down in a video? Most of the time it's nothing, but every once in a while,
Every once in a while.
it messes with your head.
Can't say I've had that experience.
What now? Slow a glitch down, huh? Let's try it. Okay. What's that? That just a video? Maybe it is. Playback error. Right. This is, yeah. It is creepy. This is reminding me a lot of Immortality, which is one of the later games that, what did it say?
By fear now.
Alright, it said, I see you. It said, I see you. Nope. Voices. Yeah. I'm gonna service up another one, Cap.
Yeah, I mean, the darkness just gets to me after what happened.
It's understandable. Hopefully that goes away soon and you can recover and try to live a normal life again.
I think you'll overcome this. You're strong.
Thanks. I hope so.
You will. So, tell us more about Brian, as you were saying.
Okay, which one was that? 21? So... we don't have a 22. Why doesn't Brian show... Brian Watson? Does that bring up anything? Oh. Whoa!
Brian was a great guy. He was smart, he had a good future, played on the lacrosse team.
Why is it dark in the video?
He's just a really genuine person. What's going on?
It's the damn power again. Don't worry. It'll come back on in a moment.
I don't like this.
Just hold tight. It's gonna last a few seconds. See? There we go.
It was breathing.
Damn power.
I'm not dating anyone currently, no. I haven't dated anyone since last year when I was dating Brian. I've just been really enjoying being single, focusing on myself and school.
Would you describe him as having a dark side at all?
Dark side? No. I mean, he played lacrosse, which I always thought was pretty violent, but nothing else.
Lacrosse?
No.
Okay.
So, it was a normal relationship?
Yeah.
So, tell us more about yourself then.
Violent
What
lacrosse
do you like to do
hooligans.
for fun?
For fun?
Yeah, like, what are some of the things you like to do? Hobbies or anything else? Whatever.
Go out, watch movies, read. I sew stuffed animals.
You sew stuffed animals.
Yeah, I have one. It kept me company at the hospital.
The heck is that?
It's really good. What sort of animal is that?
My own. Oh, and I also like ice cream. Making it, eating it, whatever.
Can I see it? Whoa.
Uncover a unique hobby. Whoa. Why does it have a key around its neck? Stuffed animal. Key. Let's look that up. Key? Oh.
When we got off the phone, Mr. Morgan said that you had a key to his house. Is that right?
Yes. Just in case they ever got locked out, that sort of thing.
Interesting. You could have mentioned that before.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of important information.
Didn't know you'd want to know something like that.
The house was locked when we arrived.
You don't think I had something to do with it, do you?
We're not saying that.
Good. That key is likely sitting in my bureau where I left it after I got it. I can take you there and we can check.
Yeah, we believe you.
And besides, I'm only this big. I mean, how much damage could I possibly do to that many people?
Only if you cast a spell. What about doll? Does that bring anything up? No. Sewing? No. I want to look at that doll again. Well, why does it have a key around its neck? Key around neck. Let's look up the full names, because Brian Watson got us something, so let's do Greg Sims. See if that brings anything up. No. Does Greg bring anything up? Wait, I did Gerg. Greg Sims. That was embarrassing. Let's see. Emily Thomas. Anything new for her? Nope. Why did Brian show up stuff that it wasn't there previously? That's odd. Wait, what was Alana's last name? I don't think I wrote that down. Alana Morgan. All right, because it was the Morgan house. What about Craig Morgan? Because that's her dad. Already got that. Affair? Because there was stuff going on. Alana Morgan. Already got everything from her. And then Claire Morgan was her mom. Got it. Nothing new. Chief, be useful.
So tell us more about what happened at your store with the robbery.
Well, the day started like any other. I did my various daily duties, some light dusting, and then manned the register.
A lot of people come in?
Yes. Well,
Oh yeah, what was the niece's name?
several.
We'll look that up.
Well, when did Heather and her friends arrive?
Mid-afternoon.
All 5?
Yes. There were 5. At first they were browsing, looking at my oddities and the special collections in the museum cabinet, and things were okay.
I take it something bad happened.
Yes, it turned quickly. They said the normal, newer books didn't work. They wanted older things, rarer. Kept saying I knew where I kept them. So insistent. I mean, I refused for a time. However...
Older books. No? Alright, let's look up, I think there's evidence. We have the niece's... The report, there we go. Her name was Jessie Abrams. Let's do it. Jessie. Nope. Jessie Abrams. Nothing. Abrams. How about Colton? There's nothing new for Colton there. So, okay. Oh, new...
Would you describe yourself as religious?
I spent a lot of hours inside a church growing up.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Don't go to church anymore.
Do you miss it?
Not a bit.
Interesting. How about religious? Does that bring it? Nope, got that. Church? That doesn't bring anything up, which is annoying. Huh. We almost have Lieutenant Colton's totally finished. Alright, Caleb.
5 branches of a pentagram and 5 victims. Seems like the spell worked.
So you think it was suicide? Like a mass cult thing?
Let me just point one thing out to you geniuses. That spell, that ritual, the burning shadows, you didn't have 5 victims, you had 4. It worked, but not like it was supposed to. 4 people died, so something changed. Otherwise, all 5 of them would still be alive.
Remind us what the burning shadow ritual is in your eyes.
I don't know. I've only ever heard of it from things not to try in that book.
Which book?
The game book.
So what changed?
I guess that's for you to find out.
The game book? Oh, look at that. Whoa, we just unlocked a ton of stuff. Sweet.
So, what is this book of games all about then?
Yes, that collection. Well, here. I have a photo of it. Only one I have. I thought you'd ask about it. It doesn't photograph well, however. The Book of Games. It's obscure. Only die-hard believers would know of it, or historians. But of course, with the internet, anything's possible now. Most don't think it exists, but the really persistent are obsessed with finding out about it. Only 3 original copies exist, and I know all of the owners. Well, they don't show it to people, but bits and pieces have gotten out. The other 2 copies are on the eastern side of the country. It's from a collection of writing in the late 1500s in what is now New England. If those kids were into it, well, I'm not surprised what happened to them. Did, or
What?
worse.
Interesting. Oh, evidence. Well, that's a normal, nice-looking book, huh? Spider web on it and, like, snakes. I would have fun with that book, right? Good times. All right, let's jump into this one.
So tell us more about this book then. You said you are not surprised by what happened to the students. What does it do?
It's not what it does. It's what it doesn't do.
I'm not sure I'm following you. How do you mean?
There's always been this belief that there's some mistake in the writing of the book, that the lines are miswritten, since the outcome for most of the content is, well, bad for all intents and purposes for those who recite something in it, as if the people who wrote it did so intentionally, since each one is labeled good, promising all sorts of good outcomes. See, the first arrivers, the first North American settlers who came on the ships, who were in tune with the spiritual dimension, they were smart. They knew they were being killed off one by one in great numbers wherever they were in the world at the time. So they left little pieces of themselves behind in the form of their writing. That work was collected by their peers with a few copies discreetly made, all by hand. And after they died, only their written word would remain. So they left in some parts usefulness to those who knew how to interpret it, but to all others, mischief, games. So the people who found the book and made the mistake of trying anything inside usually, always wound up much worse off. The Book of Games was one such collection, but there are others.
So these kids, they try this sort of thing, some sort of spell inside, and don't get it right.
Incantation, yes.
Okay, and that kind of makes you liable, providing something that will knowingly kill them and not telling anyone about it.
Well, they stole it from me, actually.
You're willing to bet that the jury sees it that way? 5 young, bright students on their way to a sure death.
You're believing her pretty quick there. So they stole it, huh?
Let me try to explain more. See, the devil is in the details. There was always a rumor that there was some way of interpreting it in some new way to gain knowledge from beyond what is shown and written.
Like a code.
But that's one way of putting it. I had thought the notion of the interpretation, this rumor, died decades ago. I'm not sure where they heard about it or how they knew I have it. The incantation they were after inside was one of the most powerful. promises of an unending life and a gift of power on each one of the 5 branches of matter.
5 branches of matter.
Okay, time out, hold on. Let me just get this straight. You're saying something from a book by reading a book out loud. I can have eternal life? Oh, well, sign me up. So, let me see one of the copies. Because actually, we haven't fully turned the house upside down, and maybe we can still find this one. I'll get on the call right now.
The diary interpretation is no doubt now destroyed from the events that transpired. And even if you did have access to it, you would fail, as they did. You only get one chance at getting it right.
So why aren't people writing down exactly what they tried, and then keep trying everything slightly different until we figure out how to make it work? I mean, that's what I would do.
It's not in our way.
I have some more questions. You said it's the 5 branches of matter. What does that mean?
Oh, I can show you a diagram or draw one for you that would help. It has to do with...
Has to do with...
Well, eventually, after endless back and forth, I caved.
What did they want? What did you give them?
Exactly what they wanted. My oldest book. A book on Grand Rock mythology.
A book on dangling rock.
That's one thing covered in it.
What else is in it?
It covers the greater area, natural formations and other important connections to the earth. From long ago until my grandmother stopped updating it, there's been a lot of animosity surrounding Dangling Rock and the others here over the years. This tells some of the history between the tribes.
Like Native Americans?
No. Well, in part. This goes back before and after that time. It has original writings, history, divinations, and musings from my whole family, generations upon generations.
Where is it? Can we take a look?
It's at my store. I can give you a copy. When I asked why they were interested, I thought they were only looking to get into the basics of spell casting from what we had been talking about. The older boy only replied, he was.
And the book doesn't have that.
No. It has the history of the area, but some important pieces of information too. There are many natural resources, important minerals found in the area. Maybe they were just making sure everything they read beforehand was true, to confirm in the book.
Interesting.
Yes. Unfortunately, that tome really was of no real interest. The boy looked at it briefly and then laughed at me and threw it back on the shelf. It almost hit me. He was really after something else. His second request was far more specific. My original copy of the Book of Games.
Okay. And that one, like, unlocked out of order.
So you were borderline assaulted when you got the book thrown towards you and robbed. And you didn't think to call us. File a report.
It's not my way.
Mother from Home Alone.
Besides, they only left with a single piece of paper. The one book was thrown my direction and the other left on the counter, not too serious. How much priority would this Mickey Mouse shop have given that?
We would have taken the details of the incident, gone, and talked to the suspects when we could.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your honesty, but I didn't find it that serious.
So they asked to see 2 books. A book on natural phenomenon from the area, and this game book.
Oh.
The Book of Games, yes.
You said they left with a piece of paper.
Yeah, what exactly did they take?
An old document that was held in the book. Part of a diary. The diary of a man who lived several hundred years ago.
What would they want with that?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't know he was holding it when he stormed out. It just seemed like he just wanted to show me.
And after you knew Alana was with them and that she lived right down the street from you, you didn't confront them later? Maybe go over and ask for your property back?
5 people versus 1. What could I have...
So you were just going to let it go and call it good?
Not exactly. That document wouldn't be very useful to them. I knew I'd get it back eventually.
How?
Oh no. Just figured it would come back.
Okay.
Greg wanted to go to that store that day, the witchcraft gothic one. I wasn't really into it. We went in and looked at a bunch of books on the racks, some of the jewelry, and the little museum section. Honestly, we were looking for the stuff they had in the display, the old creepy things. And when we looked back, Greg was arguing with the store owner. She seemed really nice before that. Now they were yelling. Greg wanted some book she claimed not to have. Some family thing he really wanted to look at.
Was the book called Grand Rock Mythology?
I think so. She gave him a copy, but he wanted to see the real thing, I guess. She finally went to the back room and got it. He looked through and then asked for some other stuff.
What sort of other stuff?
A different book. It had a bunch of papers in it. He got angry. We weren't really sure why. He just kept demanding them. Eventually she brought something out and he looked at the book, and then before we knew what was happening, he took a piece of paper and left for the door and told us to follow him.
Okay.
What paper did he take?
I don't know. He was just ranting about the store owner. She obviously bothered him because she wouldn't help him.
Sounds like she helped him. Did it look old?
Yes,
So, something Ruth had, or created.
probably.
And the book. What was it called?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what it looked like?
Yeah, it had light blue on the cover and some ornate design.
Why did your friend rob the store? From what you said, he seemed like a nice guy. Why not buy the thing?
I don't know. I don't think it was for sale since it wasn't out.
Your friend robs the store, right? And you didn't know anything about it, even when you left with him,
Recording's gone.
right?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing that it was a robbery. By the time we walked to meet him at the front of the store, he was on the way out. He had some old piece of paper which I didn't notice at the time.
Let's see, piece of paper. Nothing? Are you serious? Let's do Grand Rock Mythology. Nope, that's all the same. What about stolen? We'll do paper. Nope. Book of games. Same thing as what we were looking at earlier. Let's see. Let's grab some more help here. Unlocked a new video.
What do you mean? I don't know why they're asking. I don't want to, it's fine. I don't want to interfere.
Wait,
It's
what?
enough. It'll happen. Let them.
What the heck was that?
Everything okay?
Yes.
We want you to take a look at these photos. When we picked you up for questioning, you had a framed photo sitting in your living room. The others were in the back, behind the framed photo. So what are we looking at?
Photos of Craig and his family?
You're an amateur photographer, right?
Yes.
Are these your photos that you took?
Yes. I mean, somebody could have taken them with my camera.
You just said yes.
Hey, let's look up Greg again. What is this? What the? Taken by Natalie found at the suspect's residence. She was taking pictures? Yeah, let's try Greg again. Greg. Nope, nothing new. That's weird. And what was that up with that, like, weird conversation she was having, right?
Did you see that? It moved on its own.
What do you mean?
No, really.
I didn't see anything. Maybe I hit it with my hand or something.
Did you see it move?
I didn't, no. I was just looking at these papers.
I
The
just
doll
saw it move on
moved?
its own. I swear.
What are you even saying right now? Maybe she hit it with her hand, or the paper moved it. Maybe these days are getting to you.
I don't think so. That was not normal.
Okay, whatever.
Look, we can review the tapes.
We can. You should do that. Maybe take the rest of the day off or something.
Anything new for fair? Nope, all the same. Demon. Huh? Spirits. Ghosts. Ghost. Nothing new. Greg didn't bring us much of anything new. Certainly did not. I wish Doll would give us something, but... Figure... Yeah, we're not getting much. Let's keep unlocking more
So
stuff.
what's this diary page they grabbed?
Oh, we call it the Key of John.
And what's the Key of John?
Who is John?
The key. A document hundreds of years old, stolen by your victims 2 days ago. The document refers to a man called John van Persie, an early 16th century explorer from the Netherlands. He met indigenous cultures all over the world for the first time, gained a lot of knowledge on how the world works.
So was he a witch, or as you call it, a warlock, that sort of thing?
No. But he met many types of people, many spiritual, and gained their trust. They gave him some of their writing to take with him. They knew having it as far away from them as possible would save the true usefulness of their work from being uncovered. He took it back to the old world.
So, you do a spell, incantation, ritual, whatever. You do some stuff on the hill, say some stuff in your house and stuff like that, but what's it all supposed to do?
Well, in this case, the key interprets the part of the game book as originally intended. It imbues the enchanter with newfound windows into the world.
Newfound windows into the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to ask for an explanation for that.
Knowledge, power. Your kind would call them abilities. Powers.
Powers. Like superpowers. Superhero stuff?
Whoa! I want invisibility.
Let's look up the... Oh, wait a minute. What do we got? Oh my. Well, this looks fun. Let's look up the Key of John. Hey, cool.
I am not used to such events in my store. As you know, I was working around 3 p.m. They barge in and demand to see my most prized books. I said I didn't know where anything was and to come back later. They insisted I find the books and wouldn't leave until they had them. Said they needed them now. I tried to tell them how cluttered everything was in the store, but they didn't believe me. One of them knocked over my card displays, trying to make a point, no doubt. I had had enough of them then, and walked over to the drawer behind the display cabinet, where I found the books that they were after. They snatched it out of my hands, looked it over, and demanded to see my older, original writings as well. They took the document we're talking about, and off they went. I picked up my display of cards, and went back behind the counter and finished the day.
Just surprised we didn't get any calls about a robbery at your store that day.
I understand, but it's typically not our way. I tried to stop them. I wanted to give them a fake key, but it just wasn't possible.
Anything else about the key? The Key of John.
I have a lot of books and documents. I'd have to go back to the store to tell you more. I can give you an inventory list if you'd like, with descriptions. Hasn't been updated in a while, though. Come to think of it, I think last looked at that particular document 30 years ago. But that's not to say it's not exactly as described. Now, what was it?
All right, Ruth, come on. What do you know about this thing?
I'm not sure. I must be having a senior moment. Something like a song or a recipe.
A song, a recipe. The kid comes in, asks about 2 specific books he knows you have, and then leaves with this old piece of paper. It could have been an accident, but nothing about this case seems like an accident, and maybe it's another knockoff you sell.
Let's make one thing clear, gentlemen. All of the things I sell in my store are genuine. My store sells and collects heritage articles and other heirlooms dating hundreds of years.
Those magic kits you sell for $10 are genuine.
They bring genuine joy to those that purchase them.
So the stuff you have in the cabinets is real. The expensive stuff.
Of course. And those things aren't for sale.
Would you mind us coming to take a look around? Maybe take some pictures of your inventory.
Yes,
You would mind.
We could probably get a warrant.
I could make an exception.
Great. Tell us what we'll find out about the key.
Any evidence? No.
Okay, fine. When come together and done on the correct night, the last time moon is in full shadow in October, the spell they tried should work by opening the portal to the spirit world, since the doorway is at its thinnest. This lets the enchanter communicate with the required spirits to activate parts of the 5 branches or pillars of the Leviathan, or the Sabbatic goat, as it's known in some circles. These refer to improved or enhanced sense, as you know it. The traditional ones: sight, hearing, smell, touch, breathing. Communication is another. Manipulation of matter, that sort of thing as well. Or it could be a combination, making your existing senses heightened and the ones you don't know you have.
Improved breathing, communication. Okay.
Those are the closest words in our language to describe them, but not as you or I know them. Communication can mean talking across various planes of physical existence and locations, or just harnessing metaphysical world to use it in our world.
Talking with your dead relative.
Anyway.
Anything else happen with this ritual? Lights, sounds, fire?
Death. It always results in death.
So why do it?
That's the big question, isn't it? Keep in mind, it's not always the enchanter's demise. At least when done properly, it shouldn't be, in theory.
What's this thing called, the spell that they tried?
The Burning Shadows ritual.
Oh. Wait, but it's... Communication, sight, hearing, touch, scent, vision, power, matter, death, telekinesis. Let's look up telekinesis. Mind bullets. Yeah.
Do you think you could have maybe gained some sort of an ability in the last day or so?
In the hospital? I was just lying there mostly. What do you mean?
I don't know. You've seen horror and superhero movies, right? Some people can make stuff happen with their minds.
Like what? That doesn't seem possible.
I really swear I saw some things move on their own in here.
On their own?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the wind?
Yeah, I think you need a break. This case has finally cracked you. I'm not able to tell you, but maybe you should just go home for the day. Ask your boss. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that tired. Maybe you're right, though. I'll go see what he says.
That was weird. Rick is somebody we haven't looked up yet, have we? Well, he doesn't show up anything. Never mind. So let's look at that ritual again. Oop, keep clicking the wrong things. There we go. Vision, power, matter, death. Sight, hearing, touch, scent. Communication. It's never just the wind. Yep. Alright.
Okay.
Let's go to the end here, and what did she say the ritual was called again?
I do.
Burning Shadows Ritual. Alright. The Burning Shadows Ritual. Seriously? Nothing? Burning Shadows? Aha! This popped up a bunch of stuff.
So do you think these kids are involved with whatever your niece got into back then?
Seems like
Kira.
they were definitely trying something similar. Although my niece was the only one who died in that fire, and everyone else got out relatively okay, besides some burns.
So, something similar then.
If they did it to themselves, then they all but died acting foolishly. I'd say that's pretty similar.
You really believe it though? That this stuff is real?
There's so many people that believe in this witchcraft stuff. Witchcraft. People look you straight in the eye and tell you that they think it's real. So many of those people. There's gotta
Witchcraft.
be truth behind it. Smart people. My own family thought it, and I've seen some weird stuff in this job.
He's
So if it is,
oh, well, is he talking about his niece
then it's
or?
gotta swing back another way.
And how do we do that?
Hard work, perseverance, being vigilant. It's not hard. Just gotta be determined to do the right thing.
Oh, we got 100% of Lieutenant Colton's videos. Nice.
No, I don't know the history of that particular spell. The Burning Shadows. Records weren't kept of who contributed to the Book of Games originally. The Burning Shadows was old, even back then when it was first collected.
Why is it called the Burning Shadows?
I don't know, if I'm honest.
Care to guess?
Not really. No one's ever done it successfully, as far as I'm aware. I've kept it away from people. Again, I don't know where they found out that I had it.
If the ritual turned out the way it did, and assuming that all the students did everything correctly, why didn't it work?
I don't know. And I'm as surprised as you are to hear that there's a survivor. They should have all died. They were all close to the origin where it's the strongest. The power should have emerged right there at the source.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If they had the key document and knew the original incantation, it should have worked. Could they have messed it up somehow?
I suppose that's possible. Human error is always a possibility.
And if they didn't do it right, why didn't they? Assuming they didn't want to kill themselves, something must have been different.
That's the big question.
Somebody could have changed something. But why?
Would you like to try something? I have just learned it.
How recently?
Very.
What is it?
The earthing seance.
The what?
What do you know about the Burning Shadows ritual?
Nothing. Not heard that before.
Your friends never mention it? Greg, Alana, Emily, maybe?
No.
You sure?
Maybe he did
You're asking
interrupt
me if I
it.
know something, and I'm telling you I don't. Not sure what else to tell you.
So the witness saying that's what your friends were up to is lying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Not sure I believe that.
Okay, I have something I need to get off my chest. I've been hearing voices.
We guessed as much.
How long have you been hearing these voices?
Ever since that night, I just don't like what they're saying. They're getting aggressive.
Why do you think they started then?
I was there.
The night of the attack? You were at the house?
Yes, and it was horrible. But so was he.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ooh.
Let's not go throwing out wild
Wait,
accusations.
what?
A patrol car was outside the house, I swear.
Okay, well, what were you doing there? Or is this something the voices are telling you?
So
They
Colton was
confirm
there?
it. They say they're all there.
Who?
I don't know what they mean. I only just started hearing them. Ever since that night when I was there,
They're all there.
I was walking and I saw lights move inside the house. They were all different colors.
You saw lights?
Yes, strange colors. Coming from downstairs windows. Colors I've never really seen before, if I'm honest.
Colors you hadn't seen before.
Yes, I know how strange that sounds.
Color out of
It's
space.
the only way I can describe it. They were beautiful, but almost terrifying at the same time. What is that smell?
Smell?
Yes, like a fire pit, like something's burning.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't smell anything. Do you?
No.
it's getting creepy.
You're hearing things, smelling things. Are you sure you're alright right now? Don't need anything, do you? Maybe you should have some more water. So, what happens when you get to the lights in the window?
I looked inside naturally.
Maybe she did turn into a
When I
mantis
saw
shrimp.
the students, Alana and her friends, everything decked out in white, candles lighting
Somebody
the
get Dave the
room.
Diver
They were
in here.
sitting down, and the lights seemed to hover around them. I had my camera with me, but it wouldn't turn on. The battery went dead.
So you see lights inside the house. Then what happened?
The lights moved faster and faster. The candles were flickering. I knocked on the window because I was scared for them. I wanted them to stop, but they didn't hear me, no matter how hard I knocked. The shadows in their room were weird, longer, not normal, not moving right. I got a bad feeling, so I went around the back to the house to try to get into the back door. It was locked. I tried the doorknob once, looked away for a second, and then I reached the doorknob again and an explosion happened.
In the house?
Yeah, I ran back to the side, and the windows of the living room were all blown out. It was dark and abnormally quiet. I couldn't tell other people were inside, so I left really quickly.
This is quite a story, but we've heard a lot today. Why not tell us this when we picked you up today? Why not call us last night?
I didn't think you'd believe me. I just wanted to put everything I saw past me. Then when we started talking about how I was a suspect, I got scared. I'm still shook up about it. I didn't say anything that night and just went home. I put my head down and I fell asleep instantly. If you hadn't picked me up today, I would have thought the whole thing was just a dream.
Oh, what? Whoa. Detective, watch out for her and the others. Anyone you let free could come for you too. We're all here counting on you to do the right thing. Put them all away. Huh? Okay. That's the earthing seance. Perfect.
I know what you're wondering. If it's really possible. I'm a medium, among other things.
A medium. I don't remember ever hearing you offering to tell people's fortunes. Or do you need to read lifelines in people's hands?
No, not that. I can offer a different type of service. I've only just begun very recently, but it's the earthing seance. Care for a demonstration then?
Talk to my dead relatives through you? No thanks, I'm good.
A real seance. Sure.
So what goes on in one of these, what do you call it?
Earthing seance. We could find out some interesting things, perhaps. Shall we try it then? Go, yeah. Your choice, officers.
All right.
We'll need to turn the lights down low.
I don't know.
We need a single central light source.
Here we go.
Oh, and tell me what you want to know.
Will my phone work?
What did my ex-wife do with all my money?
Place your hands on the table.
Tell us who killed them. The students.
I'll contact them. Look down into the light.
Ugh, it's pretty bright.
Look at the table then. Look through the table. Try to see the floor. The layers directly below the floor. Each one below it. Past the floor. Keep going. Past each layer of the building. You're at the ground. What do you see? Can you go further down? Beyond? Further? 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 It's dark and cold. Keep going. Down. Down, down to the center. We're almost there. Darker and darker. Further. And we're there. They're here now too. We've come for knowledge. The knowledge of who extinguished the spirits in the mortal realm of Emily Thomas, Brian Watson, Gregory Sims, and Alana Morgan. Speak to me as I am one. We ask of you what is asked before us. Guide me to the light and through the truth. Guide me to the light and through the truth. Guide me. I await your guidance.
Whoa, okay, okay. Can someone flip the lights for us? Never mind, I'll find them.
There's evil in here.
Oh. Unknown, they're all lying. Don't let them get away with it. Each one will betray the other in order to save themselves. Okay.
That was fun. Spooky. Like a real life horror movie.
Okay. So we did your song and dance. Now what did the ghost tell you, Rue?
Demons, right?
I sensed there was an evil nearby, not demons necessarily. How close, I can't be certain. What exactly it was, I don't know. That could mean it or they were in the room, or the building, or somewhere else. I'm not that experienced with the process.
Well, it would have been nice to learn some names. Still, this makes some nice footage come to court time. Is this even admissible in court?
No, I don't think so.
I'm sorry. I'm new to this.
Right.
There was something blocking me.
Oh.
Something stopping it all.
Too bad.
But right before I was cut off, I saw two faces. Officer Colton and the girl. They were whispering together in a police car.
Oh, really?
Before the events that night. She warned him about what was going to happen. She was asking to be rescued. That she couldn't know if her plan to hurt the others was going to work.
Her
To
plan.
be pulled from the circle. And then 3 other faces there that night. A mirror, all gaining extraordinary power.
Wow. That's real. That's what you saw?
I'm sorry, Len. I feel lightheaded.
Have some water.
That's one explanation, I suppose. Or maybe their ghosts are just saying, yeah, Ruth. Who knows?
Nice of you to believe it. Oh, boy. Whoa, not sure what those glitches were. Like I said, the functionality is glitchy. Funding for it was pulled halfway through development by Olympia to use on some new boondoggle transit plan. The database is alpha or beta at best. And then Chief Vincent. Guys, is everything okay? I've been off the grid on this watching your investigation from afar. Our tech guys just pulled me in showing some weird activity going over on your network. They're looking into it. Well, thanks, Chief. Let's grab another video.
What do you mean by giving them a fake key?
Just what it sounds like. Most people that come to my store who've heard of the key of John Van Persie have read about it from this one story someone came
Oh
up
yeah, Rescue,
on
that's a
the
good one.
internet 20 years ago. It kind of took on a life of its own after that, but it's not based on facts. So they're not really what you would call into it genuinely. You'd almost need to be a historian or part of an extremely small circle of people to really understand the document. So for most people, I sell them a feeling at my store and they leave satisfied. I can't just give out anything to anyone. It's far too dangerous. So I present them with documents I've created from time to time, mostly harmless or a bit of fun. I've got an oath to uphold.
The occult bookshop owner's oath?
Joke all you want, but it could have been much worse.
1 survivor out of 5 with life-altering injuries, but sure, it could be worse.
Do you create these fake keys?
Yes. From time
Yeah,
to
I'll
time.
look up rescue.
I don't need many, and they're not exactly flying off the shelves.
So you could put anything you wanted into them.
I suppose. In this case, I would have diffused the situation had I given them a key I created.
Let's look that up. Rescue. No? Officer Colton? Plan? Patrol car. Yeah, we thought the same thing, but that didn't work. What's about John Van Persie? Nope, nothing there. Well, we have all of Officer Colton's videos, right? So it would have to have been Heather they talked to regarding that. Alright, let's get it going here.
Bite your tongue. I hope you're not implying that I'm associated with such mischief. Witchcraft is for the young.
We do have a reputation amongst the kids in town.
Oh, I've heard them too, calling me all sorts of names. Incredibly disrespectful, the youth of today.
What sort of names do they call you?
I don't pay much attention, they're just kids. The worst is hearing it from older people, who should know better. This and that biddy, Mrs. Death, everything you can think of.
Mrs.
I
Death.
know. Like I said, I don't pay them much attention.
You can imagine their thinking. With the store, and I thought your type didn't mind being called that.
Such broad strokes we're painted with. Phooey.
So what, you're offended?
Give me some credit.
All right. You're not a witch. Not offended.
Not a witch. Witch. Oh. Got a couple more hits on witchcraft.
Sounds like you were pretty scared that night.
It really was. I think it clouded my memory.
You ever been that scared before in your life?
Never. No. It was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
It's understandable.
Yes.
Didn't you and Emily try some witch stuff in the past?
I mean, yeah, it was just kid stuff. And it wasn't for very long. I think I mentioned her and Greg were more into it.
When you met up and did stuff, during this time, what sort of stuff did you do?
Stuff we read about on the internet and books. Love spells and potions. Cursing people.
We'll try that.
sort of
Shadows and darkness, yeah.
But none of it ever worked.
None of it?
No. Like I said, it was just a short time. We stopped because none of it ever worked. It's not real.
Did you think it was fun anyways? Did you guys ever meet up and just watch a scary movie together? Do you like horror movies, books, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I guess.
Ever try to scare each other? Maybe play a prank on each other?
Yeah, I guess.
So, you do kind of like to be scared.
Yes, but not like this. This was different. This was real.
Oh, messages. Unknown. Just a bunch of gibberish again. Thanks.
Ever trying to use witchcraft yourself? Seems like you live in the right place for it.
Doesn't everyone when they're younger?
No, but go ahead.
I tried to get someone to like me once.
Romantically?
Yeah, sure.
How'd that work out?
It didn't.
That's all you tried?
Yeah, basically.
Basically?
Yeah, and then the reversal.
Which was...
Undoing it, I stopped liking them. They were a little dash of revenge, kid stuff though. I knew it wasn't gonna work, and it didn't. The only thing that happens with that stuff is when people end up setting their house on fire.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I don't know. We had that thing years ago. The house fire outside of town, remember? That was like the worst
What
thing
house
we had
fire?
before this. Someone died all because of the same thing. What did the newspaper call it? The dog tooth ritual? I personally think Ruth and all her kind
The
need to get
dog
out of
tooth
town.
ritual?
They've been here for too long. People are getting hurt, some innocent, some not.
Hang on. The dog tooth ritual. Hey.
Look, honestly, I haven't been honest with you this whole time. I do remember being here in town before 15 years ago. My first festival of fire. It had a fun reputation back then.
So you had fun?
Good, clean fun?
Not exactly.
Party wasn't happening enough for you? Lit, as they say?
It wasn't that. It was my first festival of fire, so I needed to be inducted according to the people I was with. I think it was BS when I look back on it. I went to the festival, did some partying, and then went to an after party outside of town. Just went too far and didn't have a good night. That's all.
Can we get some more details?
Yeah, this definitely sounds like we'll need some more details.
When I came to town before, I came to try the same thing those kids did. Well, almost. It was a different ritual from the same set of things to try. It was supposed to have a different effect, but just as the same. You leave a personal item up on the hill, recite some words when the moon is right, set yourself up in the right formation with the right stuff, and it should work. Easy, in theory. The desired outcomes are different, but that's it. But it never did. That's mostly why people aren't into this stuff for a long time. It never works.
It did seem to work 15 years ago. I remember you now. Yeah, that's right. That night, outside the house, you looked a little younger, a little less ragged. Went by Colby then. One of your Colby phases. We interviewed you after, and inside the house was my niece. She died in the fire. I do remember you. And remember me? You standing there like a statue.
A statue?
Yes. There were a bunch of you. Blank, expressionless faces, sobering up and staring at the fire. Some people shouting at each other, others were like statues. Our conversation was likely one of the less memorable ones. Did you even try to save her?
No. I mean, yes, okay, it's true. I was at the house that night, really. Things just got really, really out of control. We came back from town after the lightning thing. Some of the guys who I didn't know from out of town bought some stuff and we all joined in. They brought out some random stuff and set it in a circle on the floor. They said we were going to do the dog tooth ritual. This is going to be different, I thought, maybe even fun. They were reading the spell from a random scrap of paper and then changing stuff. I had no idea what they were saying or what they were doing. The next thing I know, I can't hear the room anymore. Things just get distorted more and more. The room looked different, like in slow motion, like stretched out. You don't even know if the same people are there or not. I'm seeing weird stuff, faces, colors, sounds, all mixed together. The next thing I know, I look up and people are passed out and the walls are on fire and people are screaming, "Get out!" grabbing people and leaving.
Seriously.
We tried to get everyone out, I swear. We couldn't get her in time. We tried.
Okay. We're almost done with Caleb's videos, too.
Have you ever heard of the dog tooth ritual?
I'm not familiar. I don't know every act from every tradition. With a name like that, I can imagine it being from the lower arcanas. Perhaps modern. Maybe even something off the books.
Off the books?
Unwritten. Passed along orally. The street people here sometimes come in and chat about various things they've heard. That's where I hear about most of them.
Interesting. It caused a deadly fire years ago.
Sorry to hear that. People shouldn't mess with things they don't understand.
Do you think that happened a lot around here? Do you think that's what happened to those kids?
It's possible.
How possible?
They were obviously into it. When they came by my store earlier, they were quite rude.
They were rude to you. Please tell us more.
They stole from me.
You were robbed at your store by those guys? Really? Are you sure?
I am quite certain I wouldn't forget something like that.
You got robbed. Yeah, we have that. Okay, we already did all that. Shadows. That's it. Darkness. Nope. Spells. Okay, let's grab us another freebie.
Do you own any hats?
That's an odd question. Yes, I do.
Do you mind
Is
if
she
we
a
take
Max
look at-
gentleman?
No, go right ahead. Not sure how a hat will help you in your investigation.
Let's get someone over there to look at these hats.
Oh, hats. Hat retrieved. That's creepy. Okay. It's a veil more than a hat. Can we look that up? Veil? Hat. Alright, no new stuff under hat. Alright, let's grab some more. Almost done with Ruth, too.
I see your hand's got a bandage on it. Get into a bar fight at the old saloon?
No, not exactly.
Cat scratch you?
I don't own any cats, filthy creatures.
So what was it?
Gardening.
This lady doesn't have cats.
Yes, gardening.
You garden.
I would
Don't
have
act
guessed
so
she had,
surprised.
you know,
I garden.
a ton
What
of
do you
them,
garden?
but she also owns a dog.
Daisies and gardenias outside of my house.
Uh-huh. Huh.
It was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
All better now.
Wow. You must have a good metabolism, too.
Good genes. What can I say? The best.
Wait, did we get all of her videos? We might. $12, $13, $14, $15. Or did you complete a ritual that made you immortal, huh? You know, that's a point. Let's see, 5. No, 5. I don't know about that. I don't know. Ruth's starting to get a little more suspicious.
Jealous of Alana? I don't think so. That girl's
Oh, yeah, let's look
borderline
that
white
up.
trash. She's boring. Not really that good looking even, so Brian could do much better.
Whoa.
I don't know what he sees in her. I mean, saw. I can't believe he's gone. I mean, there's blood on her hands. She wanted to come out here. She pushed for it. We all went along with her. She thought she could get closer to Brian this way. I knew they had been having problems.
Or he did.
You have gotten back together with Brian this summer, if he had asked you?
No, I mean, probably not. I'm doing my own thing now.
Uh-huh. Bitter Betty. Yep. Immortal. Immortality. So she wouldn't have anything to do with him. Search my immortal. Yes. What are you doing? Said Dumbledore.
Can I see the photos one more time?
These photos, what was the circumstances when they were taken? They don't exactly look like posed photos or even candid shots.
They were taken at the park here downtown. I had bumped into them on Saturday, and we all went to the park.
You, and Alana, and her parents, Claire and Craig, all went to the park
Yes, like I said, we were at the park.
together? Well, I'll give you that you were all at the park at the same time together, but these don't look like they knew you were taking them. They're not exactly smiling for the camera. I mean, look at this one. It's practically through bushes. Did they know you were there?
I told them I was going to go to the park too. When I bumped into them at the market, I assumed so yeah.
Right.
I'm a little more suspicious of Heather than anybody else right now. And I'm not sure why offhand. Maybe it's just... it's hard to say.
You wouldn't happen to be a stalker there, Natalie?
No!
We know you take pictures of people at the park without them knowing. Seems kind of stalker-ish to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see that being seen that way.
Yeah, I can see it too. You ever take him at home too? You're stalking this guy and his poor family. The question is why and how far you'll go.
Well, I disagree with your assessment.
I figured you'd say that.
Why stalk anyone? Seems like someone with your looks, talent, strength, standing in the community would have people lined up, dying to know more about you.
It's funny how things work, isn't it?
Yep. Hilarious, right? Yeah, that's the thing. We gotta find out the ringleader. And I think you're right. I think they probably are. You know, it just hit me. This ritual needed 5 people, right? How many suspects do we have? Think about that one. What about stalker? Nope, stalked. What about photography? We got that. All right. Polaroids. No. Ruth is seeming a little more suspicious to me now. Yeah, gotta say. Oh wait, here's something for Ruth.
Ruth? Yeah, she owns a circle store. It's popular among those who are interested in spiritual alignment, if you know what I mean.
She says she knows about your feelings towards Alana's father.
She said that?
Yeah. Described as commingling. Any idea what that means?
It's nothing serious, just an affair.
An affair the whole town is talking about?
Nothing serious.
The whole town is not talking. And never mind her. She's crazy. She's the one who thinks her dog's still alive, right? I saw her carrying around an empty leash and talking to it once.
Oh.
I don't trust anything she says.
So when she said she was walking her dog, she was like, okay, hey, watch 90% or more of videos for 4 or more characters. Okay, let's get some more here.
We got you.
Got me? What do you mean?
Yep, we got you.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
When we left the room, we see all the cameras feed back in our audio-video room. We have a guy there watching them all the time. He just called us over and played back the last couple of minutes to us. Your little monologue. Didn't think we were watching?
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, is her talking to the voices?
Trying to work out your story, right? Practicing? Maybe you didn't even realize what you were doing. We know that happens.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
You said you didn't want to interfere. Interfere with what?
I don't know.
Okay, fine. You don't remember. How about right now then? What wouldn't you want to interfere with right now if we asked? Or were you talking about that in the past? You remind me of a guy I know. Who are you talking to?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Do you have any history of schizophrenia? Voices in your head?
No, this is a joke, right? You're messing with me. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about.
No need. We'll figure it out.
Interesting. That didn't bring anything up. Okay. Let's just keep going.
I'm the singer, not a waiter or a bartender. I don't concern myself with food or drink. But if you must know, Wednesday we serve the delicious Jungle Juice Special or the Lamplighter.
What's in the Jungle Juice Special?
Anything and everything you can think of, as long as it's cheap.
Did anything come back abnormal in the victims from the coroner's toxicology report?
Not from anything they ate or drank. So we can rule out group psychosis. Their BAs were kind of high, but that's about it.
Okay. Coroner. Yeah, nothing new from the coroner. Recording. Not recording.
Where was I that night? Seen at the Lantern, as you know. I left around 2:15 a.m., shortly after it closed. Walked home, went to bed.
Did anyone see you?
See me what?
Walking home or at home?
Yeah. Were you with anyone? Who can corroborate? I mean,
I was alone
The
the
time
whole
of death is
Excuse us one moment.
around that time. She gonna talk to herself again? Getting creepy.
So you have nobody who can back up your story that you ever met any of the kids that night, and nobody else who can back up your story that you went home and went to sleep.
What reason would I have to hurt them?
You tell us.
That's ridiculous, come on.
Yeah. Motives. No.
have you ever been in the Morgan's bedroom?
Wow, that's a bit forward, even for you guys.
Keep in mind, you're under oath.
I mean, yeah, I've seen it before, sure. Doesn't make me a murderer. Nice try.
Okay. What about living room? Anything for that? Nope. Bedroom. Oh.
Any idea what happened in the bedroom the night of the attack?
I have no idea. Maybe nothing, my friend's going to sleep. Or something else.
Or something else. What is the something else?
Were Brian and Alana ever fighting?
Yeah, Brian and Alana fought a lot at school. I told him to break up with her, that she wasn't worth it. I mean, why should he put himself through that? And then when I heard they wanted to come out here, that she wanted to come out here for the summer, I knew it was just a way for her to get closer to him and watch over me.
Fighting. That didn't bring anything up, okay.
How much did it upset you when they started dating?
Yeah. Were you upset?
No.
And the circumstances for when they got together or started dating. Could you briefly go over that for us?
Well, it's not a big deal. Brian came to me and said he wanted to see other people, that we weren't a good match anymore. I was too serious. I'm not sure what he meant,
Too
really.
serious.
We've been dating for almost 2 years. I mean, I know now why he did it.
Why was that?
Well, he just wanted to be free and pursue his own things.
Had he met Alana at this time?
Serious.
Yes.
And were they romantically linked?
They became a couple a little while after that.
But do you know if they were linked before that?
No, I don't think they were.
Okay.
Okay. Don't think they were, huh? Interesting.
I got a little depressed at school this year. Maybe it was just being away from home. I take anti-anxiety medication. It
Oh, you
helps with
do?
moods.
Do you always take those?
Yes, every day.
Ever not take them?
It took me a while to find the right ones, but since then I've been remembering to take them pretty much consistently.
How long ago was that?
Pretty much consistently. Anti-anxiety medication. Interesting. Medication. Nope, that's all. Let's see.
It's a silver skull.
That's neat.
Yeah,
Black eyes. Spooky. Where'd you get that, man?
back home.
Where are you from again?
Down south. Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, huh? What about ring? Okay, got that. Aberdeen. Nothing. South. No. We're getting real close here to getting everybody's stuff.
Surprised you're doing so well for everything that happened 2 nights ago. Glad you're recovering so well. Even the doctors are really surprised at how fast your recovery has been.
Yeah, I must have a good metabolism.
Critical condition one day, out of the hospital the next. We're so lucky that you survived. It's really a miracle. You're going to stay in the hospital back in the city, right? To get away from town and recover at home?
Yeah, I don't really feel good at all.
Well, take it easy. You've been through a lot.
Okay, and then what is it? Caleb was our last guy?
You know a lot about mechanics, being able to fix cars and all. Know about any other mechanical stuff in other ways?
I can get by.
You can get by?
Yeah, I guess.
What sort of mechanics do you know? What sort of stuff can you fix?
Refrigerators, air conditioners, stuff around the house.
Interesting. Where'd you learn how to do all that?
Must have been when I was younger. I think my dad taught me, or someone in my family.
Oh yeah? Chemistry sets, model rockets. I loved Pinewood Derby as a scout. That was my main hobby.
Oh yeah, I think I remember having one of those.
You were in the Pinewood Derby?
Oh no, I meant the rocket.
Really?
Yeah.
So you know about rocket engines. You must know about explosives too.
No, just model rockets.
Alright, we've watched all the videos. That doesn't get us anything else, right? Yep. Alright. Go time. We have everything. I still don't feel like I'm sure who did it. Like, who's the actual person who instigated all this? I don't know. Accuse? Oh, which suspect would you like to accuse? Okay, so we got our evidence here. Oh yeah, we never found out what the deal was with like this. Yeah, obvious connection between Ruth and Heather. Yeah. Got the scars on his back thing. We got the, she saw Natalie at the house. I don't know. I wonder though if Heather, that whole thing about Ruth saying she saw Heather, that's just and then the veil and the weird doll. I want to accuse this thing personally, and I'm very upset that we can't. Yeah. So I don't know, like, I started tonight with Lieutenant Colton being my primary suspect. I think Heather has kind of shifted to my primary suspect. I feel like she is lying about her goth phase and that she might have been a little bit more into this stuff than she let on, and that potentially she had a plan to get back at her friends, and maybe she made a deal with Lieutenant Colton to come rescue her, Now, Colton, though, I get that he has a thing against Caleb because of... I wonder if he recognized him before now, and he knew that he was involved in his niece's death. I would also think Lieutenant Colton might want to stop a ritual like that if he thought that something happened to his niece that was, like, for real supernatural. I don't know. Ruth or Heather seem more... I think it's Heather now. She could ask everyone else to do something for her. Yeah. Yeah, I think in some ways, some of them are in on it. I think Caleb is a unwilling participant. Possibly. But it's hard to say. So I don't know. I kind of feel like accusing Heather. And we'll see how things go. Here we go, hang on. I'm going to make a poll. All right. Here we go. The poll is up. Yeah, Natalie did say that. Alright, so far we have 100% on Heather. But for Heather and Ruth and Colton. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go ahead and accuse Heather and see what happens, okay? We ready? Let's do it. Wait. Can we? Oh! We can select multiple people! Guys, we can select multiple people. I did not know that. Okay, let's do... I thought you just clicked and it would, like, take you to a scene. Heather, Ruth, and Colton. Oh, I didn't catch that S. Colton might in fact be in it. So let's see. Let's do these three, and we will see how things go. Let's do it. This action will result in arrests. Are you sure? Yes.
We want to cut to some breaking news from the west side of the state. Police have just released the body cam footage of the arrests of the suspects in the notorious student house murders that took place last year in Port Landsend. While details of the investigation are being kept confidential, authorities have told us that the arrests are the outcome of weeks of intense scrutiny over the interrogation footage and conflicting statements from the main suspects in the case.
Weeks, guys.
We're going to cut directly to that footage now.
Heather Gardner, I have a warrant for your arrest. You're under arrest for the murder of 4 of your friends.
Are you kidding me? What?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Here's 4 friends, placing you under arrest.
Oh, come on. You're here to look at my hydrangeas, aren't you?
The right to remain silent.
Oh my.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. If you don't have a lawyer, one will be appointed for you.
Jeff, you know why I'm here.
What's going on?
We gotta take you in.
Take me in?
DA called this morning, and we got a warrant. Up against the truck.
I'm not going
Up against the truck. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand your rights if I've read them to you?
Yeah, I understand my rights. I've been doing this for 26 years. I cleaned this town up, and this is how they repay me?
After a long trial, the court has reached a verdict. Are you ready to see the outcome? Yeah. Are we gonna get killed?
The trial of the infamous Port Landsend massacre came to a close yesterday in a Pierce County courthouse. The crime shocked the otherwise close-knit community in 2012 when police uncovered the remains of 4 students in a house near the center of town. The case was initially plagued by lax police work and conflicting suspect testimony, taking investigators years to sift through what they called one of the most complex investigations ever undertaken. The dramatic case took many twists and turns. Judge Susan Arbea was there to deliver sentencing today.
Ms. Gardner, please stand. Superior Court of Washington and Pierce County in the matter of the people of Washington versus Heather Jane Gardner. Case number 07835-BLA. Finds the defendant, Heather Gardner, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187-A, a felony upon Emily Thomas, Brian Watson, Gregory Sims, and Alana Morgan, human beings, as charged in count 1 of the information. Ms. Gardner, you've now been found guilty of murder by a panel of your peers. Your jealousy was proven to be the ultimate undoing of your rational demeanor. Instead of accepting things you could not change with regard to your personal relationships, you chose instead to dive into the world of these alleged dark arts, something most of us know nothing about. However, the details of these rituals and maligned arts aren't really important. What we do know is the outcome of your experiments. You wished for bad things to happen to your friend Alana. You attempted to put a spell on her, while saving yourself from the effects of your friend's ritual. Little did you know just how bad the outcome of these experiments would be. An errant fire that quickly got out of control, causing harm not only to your peers but to yourself as well in the process. This was a friend of yours and her family who invited you to spend the summer at their house free of charge. You betrayed their trust in the most egregious of ways. Had it not been for the actions of another person, your accomplice, you would not be alive today. May I remind you and everyone else in this courtroom that life is a precious gift, one we have no right to take from others. Sentencing will be determined at a later date. I wish you the best as you prepare for a long incarceration. Superior Court of Washington in Pierce County, in the matter of the people of Washington, finds the defendant, Ruth Forsbrand, guilty of the crime of manslaughter. You knew when and where a dangerous ritual was taking place, and not only did you not try to stop it, you actively attended and watched as the students performed actions that you knew would kill them, all in a selfish attempt to gain some supposed benefit from their trials, which we all know are a stretch, this witchcraft they were trying. You and your co-conspirators, whether working in tandem or individually, will be sentenced similarly. That sentencing will be performed at a later date.
Okay.
Superior Court of Washington in Pierce County in the matter of the people of Washington versus Jeffrey Lee Colton. Case number BLA, finds the defendant, Jeffrey Colton, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187-A, a felony upon Emily Thomas, Brian Watson, Gregory Sims, and Alana Morgan, human beings, as charged in Count 1 of the information. Mr. Colton, you served the town of Port Landsend proudly your entire career. You were held in the highest esteem amongst your peers and were a role model for the younger cadets. Why you chose to throw all that away for a single selfish choice, I will never know. You played God with the lives of 5 young people. In saving one, Miss Heather Gardner, were you hoping to make up for a past tragedy? Did you act out of misplaced loyalty to her father, a former cadet who served with you? In making that choice, you sacrificed the lives and futures of 4 other young people. Young people you unfairly judged and held in contempt just for their fascination with witchcraft. You made the decision to turn on the gas stove. You knew they had lit candles, and you made the decision to watch them die after pulling Miss Gardner away to safety. We may not know the exact details of what went on in that room that day, but we do know the actors and the outcome. You robbed them and their families of a chance at a future. And all this in a vain attempt to craft the town in your own image, perhaps to revert to a time long ago past. Jeffrey, the world has moved on. Like it or not, it's up to each one of us to move forward in a positive way, embracing a future that we all must move towards together. I have no more to say on the matter. We'll commence sentencing at a later date to be determined.
Okay.
I expect you to spend the rest of your days behind bars, contemplating that single selfish choice to play God with the lives of others. Take him away.
Cold-blooded. While guilty sentences were delivered for at least one suspect, other guilty suspects got away. Thank you for using the database. Additional actors have been unlocked and other options. Huh. Was it Natalie? So Colton and Heather are first-degree murder. Ruth is manslaughter. Interesting. Huh. So... Huh. Interesting. And it said there were extras that got unlocked or something? Status... Oh, the case is closed. Okay. Can we? We cannot. We are locked in. Oh, man. Other suspects got away, interestingly enough. Well, guilty sentences, other guilty suspects got away. Well, Colton and Heather definitely were involved. Ruth apparently was involved as well. But was it Natalie then? Was Natalie the one who we missed? Probably. Interesting. Well, that was fun. I liked this game a lot. This was a lot of interesting stuff. So, yeah, that was neat, and I'm looking forward to playing some more games in the future here. I think we're going to do some more shorter games. I actually have a couple more games kind of in this vein that we could try. But anyway, I will call it here, and we will see you next time. Bye.